Hey, Scott Sambucci here. Good news. I'm going to talk to you a little bit in take about 2 or 3 minutes and talk about this month's live training. So this month's live training is all about how to run webinars that will help you generate leads, develop leads, and convert leads. Sounds pretty good, right? So I know what you're thinking. You're like, webinar, I don't know. I don't know how to teach. I'm not good at presenting. I don't know how to run these things. Yeah, that's why we're doing the training. And let me just give you a little preview about what you're going to learn as part of the system of using a webinar, because once you have this webinar installed as part of your sales process, it's something you can run every month as part of your lead generation, part of your lead development, part of your lead conversion strategy, so that you've got an additional system in place to make sure that you have a nice steady flow of leads and content to share with your market. Okay, so here's the thing, right? Here's the crux of what we're going to learn over in this training. So when you think about a webinar, you can sort of draw it as I think of it as an event, right? So here's this thing, we call it the webinar, dun, 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 right? Well, the thing is, most people get worried about the webinar and how the webinar has to be perfect and how the webinar has to teach somebody some kind of really cool thing, and the webinar has to be really compelling. Otherwise, people won't sign up and people won't show up. Here's the thing. The webinar actually doesn't really matter at all. Here's what matters. What matters is giving your leads, giving your market an opportunity to engage with you, and the opportunity for you to engage with your leads. And here's what I mean. So if we take the webinar, let's say magically that we're going to run a webinar on, let's call it September the 20th. That's just one day, 1 hour that you're going to be running the webinar. But the cool thing is, all of the value that you're going to get as a sales tool happens in the time before the webinar and in the time after the webinar. So the webinar, while it's a single event of 60 minutes, the reason it doesn't matter all that much is because it's an opportunity for you to engage with your market pre-webinar and an opportunity to engage with your market post-webinar. So while I'm going to teach you how to construct a webinar in an easy, low friction way that gives your market a lot of value, you're not going to have to invest a lot of time building out the perfect slides and building out the perfect presentation. It's going to be good and it's going to be valuable, but that's not the most important part about running the webinar. What we're also going to teach you is everything you need to know before the webinar to generate leads and to nurture leads, and everything you need to know after, what to do after the webinar, so that you can pull through the right number of leads, the people that are ready to take action, and then most importantly, use that time that you've invested to build and deliver that webinar as a way to use that content over and over in lots of different ways, using it as blog posts, using it as videos, using it as a lead generation tool for future people that missed the webinar the first time around. So that's why I'm choosing this as a key part of our sales training for this month, because this particular sales system, once you create it and once you build it and once you install it, it's something you're going to be able to run every single month, once a month. You can even do it every 2 weeks if you want to, but even once a month is a huge part of building out your sales generation, sales and lead generation systems for your startup. So we're doing this in August because I want you to learn how to do it in August, so that gives you an opportunity to implement this in September, in October, in November, and in December. So you have 4 opportunities to implement, to learn, to improve, and most importantly, both generate and convert some of the leads that you need for 2019 sales. Okay. So that's what we're going to cover. That's what I'm going to teach you. And that's why you absolutely need to engage with me in this training throughout the course of the month. Okay. That's it for now. I'll see you there. Let me know if you have any questions.